Y'all can't come in here.
I'm Chuck Berry.
Chuck Berry's a country and western singer.
Is he? You know who else he is? He's me.
Says he's Chuck Berry.
Let me see some ID.
All right then. ID.
This license says you Indian. That pinup make you look like a white man. What the hell are you?
Well, I'm a musician, and my name is Chuck Berry. And I can be...
Let me see some ID.
All right then. ID.
This license says you Indian.
But literally a 10 to 20 year plus plan that when you think of Reconstruction. And so with that in mind, you have folks who, I'll start first, who said, Cube, why are you putting Native Americans in here? Why isn't this just for black people?
Well, black people are Native Americans. You know, we've had, a lot of proof that, some of us started here in this land. Everybody wasn't brought over from Africa. So, we have to, like you say, unpack all of that and try to, find the true lineage of people in this country.
Born in that glittering republic. And in the moment you are born, since you don't know any better, every stick and stone and every face is white. And since you have not yet seen a mirror, you suppose that you are too. It comes as a great shock around the age of 5 or 6 or 7 to discover that the flag to which you have pledged allegiance, along with everybody else, has not pledged allegiance to you. It comes as a great shock to discover that Gary Cooper killing off the Indians when you were rooting for Gary Cooper, that the Indians were you.
Really, it's just, the Indians don't really get too along with the firewater, and
Are you an Indian?
Yes.
Oh, really?
Oh,
I thought you were a black guy.
Hey.
You're Indian?
Yeah.
Oh, come on, man.
Yeah.
You gotta be
What kind
kidding
of
me.
Indian are you?
Like Tonto Indian?
Shinnecock Indian.
Really? You're a Shinnecock?
Yes.
His family was here when Columbus landed, huh?
Is that right?
Yes.
So you are not a black man, you're an Indian.
I'm an Indian.
I got so much flack because the Indians, they felt like they were being picked on or some shit. You know what I'm saying? But little did they know, Flavor Flav is a Native American too. I have Indian blood in me, and my family comes from the Shinnecock Reservation, eastern Long Island. And so does LL Cool J's family.
Golden platinum press beads on my wall, looking properly but commonly. Are you UFO, you white brothers, the Indian and soul man?
Who paid for that boat? Like, what was these folks' race? Like, what was their background?
Painting dates from shortly after Columbus died and features what's considered the first and most accurate portrait of the great explorer on the left. It's also thought to be the first painting of Indians done in Europe.
What was a slave ship called that Christopher Columbus was on? Who funded that slave ship? Who paid for that boat? Like, what was these folks' race? Like, what was their background? African Americans, I have no education with that. Period. I don't. I'm not even connecting to that no more, because that's a system. That's like connecting to say, hey, he's a bad guy. You don't hang with him. Well, hey, find out for myself. I'm not African American at all. My folks is not from Africa, and a lot of people in this room, folks ain't from Africa. Might be a couple, but people just don't understand. I asked my girl, like, yo, grandma, what's your background? She like, Redfoot and Blacktail Indian. What? Yeah, my mother and my father, we 100% Indians. Ask my other grandma, we got Cherokee in us, and European, and Italian, and a little Dominican. It's crazy. I'm like, what the fuck? That's why I'm African. Y'all look at me funny, like, nigga, I'm African. Like, you're not.
People want me to claim a statement saying I'm not African American, I'm not black, I'm not. Why should you say I'm African American? What the fuck? Do you hear somebody that's saying, yo, I'm Mexican American, I'm Indian American, or I'm Cambodian American, or I'm Chinese American? Like, what? Why the fuck only people with color got to say I'm African American and black? Even when you even say that word, you feel like a slave. you feel like you come second. So just to stand up to a title that you come second, it's crazy. I guess I was talking with so much passion and anger that the words, it just made me mad for somebody in my community to ask me some stupid shit like that. You know what I'm saying? So sometimes I be getting mad at niggas ask me questions, but it's just me as a Gemini, as a person. But it's just the passion behind it. What I really meant to say was, I'm not a Native American, I'm an American Native. It's a big difference. Like, it's a big difference. I'm a human fucking being. You know what I'm saying? So for people to chastise me and say, yo, nigga say he ain't black, he ain't white, but he want to be European. How? I just said I got European in me, I got Native American in me. Got a little of that, so why should I connect to one thing? Why shouldn't I connect to everything? Or why should I just not let it go and learn the truth? And that's what I wanted to do. I want to let all that shit go. Don't call me white, don't call me European, don't call me none of that shit, nigga. I'm a Native American, I'm from a tribe. Niggas is from tribes. Like, if you, everybody say, yo, I'm from Africa. When you go to Africa, though, they connected to tribes. They're not saying, yo, I'm this. No, I'm from this tribe. Like, this is how deep my tribe go. We run through these countries, and that's real, you know what I'm saying? But we don't approach shit like that. So if you can't connect to a tribe, you can't connect to herbs and minerals. It's a difference, you know what I'm saying? You can't control, you can't connect to what got us grounded. So it actually woke me up, let me know who's what. So yeah, niggas like, oh, you ain't black. You're like, yeah, that nigga sleep. Yeah, like, I know what you're talking about. Fuck, boom, he knows what's going on. Let's get over here. You see what I'm saying? So my interview was to say some smart shit, throw some dumb shit in it, but it wasn't false. It was just to make people think. You know what I'm saying? Now niggas is thinking though. I see people think.
People identify with Africa and things of that nature, and that's cool. But my grandfather hunted these lands in Native America, and my children are gonna hunt these lands. And I identify more with the indigenous people of America. And I identify more with the indigenous people of America. And I identify more with people of America. My roots are here. This is where I was raised. This is where I grew up in America. I didn't grow up over there. So I don't have a longing or desire to go, that's not home for me. This is home.
Right.
Like I say, my grandfather stepped in these trenches. My children gonna step in these trenches.
Right.
And that's just where we at with it right now. We moving from Calabasas to go back and live on our farm.
Okay.
My son, he wanna be wild. My children, I want them to grow up in nature.
We all right now.
Yo, Dane, I tried to reach out to you several times. I support you, bro. I think you one of the most important black men in America, bro. I think you need to be protected, guarded. You're a treasure.
You just fucking said, you know what? You're not an African. You're a Native American. Yeah. He said this, and I asked him. I said, "Do you know Dane Calloway?" And he said, "Yes."
Of course I do.
Of course he does.
And I knew this. I knew this already. I knew from my grandparents. My grandparents were full blood Native on my father's side, and then my mother's grandfather, which is my great grandfather. My mother's grandfather is full blood Chata.
Yeah.
Not Choctaw, Chata. I know the right pronunciation, and